vigil comes ahead of Sunday's funeral for Kirk. Tens of thousands are expected to
Check this out.
Students at Utah Valley University gathered to pay tribute to Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated on their campus just 9 days ago. The vigil comes ahead of Sunday's funeral for Kirk. Tens of thousands are expected to attend, including President Trump. His murder and some unexpected outreach that Kirk made the day before his death have resonated with our CNN colleague Van Jones. The story begins when a Ukrainian woman was fatally stabbed last month in North Carolina. The suspect is a black man, and Charlie Kirk and Van got into a public sparring match online. Kirk claimed the murder happened because she was white. Van denounced that as completely unfounded. Kirk then sent out what Van calls a fire hose of tweets challenging his argument, which Van says sparked death threats against him. In the midst of all of this, Kirk reached out to Van in a direct message on X. "Hey Van, I mean it. I'd love to have you on my show to have a respectful conversation about crime
Look
and
at
race.
that.
I would be a gentleman, as I know you would be as well. We can disagree about the issues agreeably." That message was sent on September 9th. And says he did not see it until the very next day after Kirk was murdered. And Jones
Look
wrote
at
a
that.
piece about this for CNN.com and here tonight. I mean, this is extraordinary. So this was received the day before he was killed.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we were beefing. We
It's
were
pretty amazing if you ask me.
on air, and then after he died, after he was murdered,
Yeah.
my team called and says, "Van,
This guy was so magnanimous. Beyond the grave, he is winning arguments. Beyond the grave. That's incredible. That's incredible. I mean, the left, they can't... There's nothing they can say now. Because literally, till the last second of his life, this guy was talking politics. He was working for a better future for the country, trying to save us. Oh, man. I mean, the dude was so great that, I mean, you can't... He's defending himself beyond the grave. My God. He lived such a good life he was such a good person that his goodness carried on after he died. You know, like there was a lag to it. Even Van Jones didn't realize that Charlie was being that man all the way up until the last minute. Now, the only thing I take issue with here is why in the hell did Van Jones sit on this? What the hell was he thinking? You're arguing with a guy one day, then he gets shot the next day, and you never went on Twitter. You didn't know that Charlie Kirk had texted you the day before, looking to sort stuff out like a gentleman. I don't buy that.
he was trying to reach you."
This is acting.
What?
This is an act.
And what was he doing?
But good on him for doing it.
Let's be gentlemen together. He says, "Let's disagree agreeably." So I'm sitting on this, and I'm watching the whole country talk about civil war, censorship, justifying murder about this guy. This guy is reaching out to his mortal enemy, saying we need to be gentlemen, sit down together, and disagree agreeably. And the next day he's killed. And I've sat on it long enough, and I just said, you know what? We're going to Memorial Weekend for this man. We disagree. Everybody knows we were not friends.
What the issue here is basically this dude, they sat and pontificated for over a week, 9 days, ladies and gentlemen. This is them capitulating and saying, you know what? We are going to join you in mourning. He was a great person. He was a Martin Luther King Jr. But it took them 9 days to come to that conclusion. They balanced and weighed and measured the options and finally realized that the shit they were in was unwinnable, that they lost, and they had to capitulate and accept that loss, and accept that it was their fault, and accept that the man was great. This is them capitulating it, and this son of a bitch hung on to this stuff for 9 days. Could you be more despicable? Could you be more of a snake, more of a political, just a cynical, cold, disgusting inhuman machine. Fuck this guy. Man, this guy is an evil. These people are. I mean, you know, and I, it occurred to me just before I sat up, or as soon as right when I sat up. I mean, this was bringing tears to my eyes when I played it and read his piece.
At all. But you praise the good when it's time to memorialize somebody. And what he did, and I didn't even know it, was good. He was not for censorship. He was not for civil war. He was not for violence. He was for dialogue, open debate.
He said the censorship thing part first, because not only are they getting intolerable backlash from the majority, the conservative majority of the country, they're not only getting that, but they're getting hammered by Trump. They're getting hammered by the state and by the people. They cannot handle that. They could take it from the people because they had the state backing them up. They had the CIA, the FBI going and investigating Catholic churches. But now all of a sudden, they're on their fucking own and they're naked and exposed and they don't like it. They're getting whipped. Their backs are sore from the last week. They have taken such a beating. Jimmy Kimmel isn't on the air anymore. They have been soundly, roundly defeated with this Charlie Kirk stuff. This is them bending the knee and bowing to their superiors, and they're doing it, and they're trying to pretend it's magnanimity. Yeah, magnanimity. They're trying to pretend it's magnanimity. No, they held out for 9 days and thought they could weather the firestorm. And why did they release this on Saturday night? Because the funeral is tomorrow. Today was their last day to give up if they wanted to mourn with us. If they wanted to mourn, if the country's going to mourn, we're all going to come together. These sons of bitches thought they were going to weather it, sweep this under the rug, and nobody would be the wiser. And they would not have to chalk up a victory for the conservatives. They would not have to chalk that victory. That is how desperately they can't admit they're wrong. How desperate this fight is for them. For them, this is their desperation. You know, they're making this a knockdown, drag-out fight. Not us.
Dialogue. Even with me.
If would you have gone on his...
Even with me.
You know, look,
We can't demonize this guy anymore.
Trying to build his platform, but I would have called him to talk.
I wasn't trying to build up his platform. Motherfucker, his platform is 10 times bigger than yours, bitch. Dude, Charlie Kirk's show? Are you shitting me? This dude is the greatest political organizer in the country, and you didn't want to build up his platform? No, what it is your fucking sheep are so stupid. If you said something on his platform, they might listen to what he's saying. They might listen. And he couldn't have that. Scumbag. They realize they've already lost.
People get so worked up, Anderson, seeing us go at it. They think they're supposed to go out and kill
No, we get so worked up because you're such a fucking snake.
Or cancel people, or fire people, or censor people. About Charlie.
Now that our asses are getting spanked by the censor.
I did not agree with him on literally almost anything. But we were words, not weapons, guys. We were words, not weapons, guys. And we were getting...
You say that, but you turn your fucking words into weapons, dude. Your words are like daggers in the back of your enemies. And this is how you... Man, whether he wants to admit it or not. Oh, we're words and weapons, guys. Yeah, you used your words as weapons. You frickin'... You whipped up and lathered up a population until they started knocking people off. And now he wants to say words, not weapons, guys. This guy should be strung up by his thumbs. I mean, man, the gall.
Get some real debate going, whether it's going to be on CNN, on his show. That wasn't worked out, but I would have taken him up. I wanted to beat Charlie Kirk in a debate. I didn't want somebody to shoot.
No, you didn't.
That's how we do it in America. And the idea that
No, you didn't.
people on both sides.
You would have debated him if you wanted to.
We gotta calm this down here.
Yeah, now that we realize it's out of our scope, our control.
Disagree, but like you say, we can disagree agreeably. That's his last words to me. Let's disagree agreeably.
This isn't what they wanted.
Into the Memorial Weekend.
You also wrote that in the wake of Charlie Kirk's murders, the Americans have a choice. They can choose more violence, more outrage, more censorship, or a different way. It's similar to what the governor in Utah, Spencer Cox, has said in recent days.
Yeah, look, he's a Republican. He's saying the same thing I'm saying. I'm a strong Democrat.
It took you 9 days, bro.
This could be the beginning of us getting off of this pathway, but the pathway we're on, Anderson, is scary.
I guess
It's about more violence. It's about more retribution. It's about more censorship. It's about more of everything that nobody wants, but we can't seem to get off of it. Charlie Kirk in his last message to me.
you can't seem to stop spitting in our faces, dude.
Civil dialogue, debate. Let's disagree agreeably. If you want to get off this train, we can do it this week.
I get that. I get that, and at some level, I have to accept this, and you have to talk and deal with these people and come to the table. But the fact they waited 9 days. You see, this whole last decade, they got the Overton window swung way over to their side. We just swung it back. They've been fighting. They've had half the country deaf and dumb and convinced that we didn't take over. And they have been calling us far right. Every day they call more and more people far right. Now they're calling anybody who's not left of center. If you're not a Democrat, you are far right. If you were a Democrat 2 years ago, you're far right. So they have tried to banish us, and for a while it worked when they had the state behind them and Twitter behind them, and they threw everybody off, or you were so censored, you didn't have freedom of reach. They tried to banish us and banish us from society and just hoped the problem would solve itself. They hoped that we would just disappear, that people wouldn't join our ranks. They hoped that they could just drown us out, say we're kooks, and everything would be okay. Well, this is the culmination right here. This is them saying, oh shit, we are the minority. Oh shit, this is unacceptable. Our own diehard constituents are turning away because they're disgusted. Oh snap, we have to pretend we're mourning too. Some of our politicians got to go to this funeral before, it happens. Because, we'll never live this down. Man, dude, why couldn't you come to this conclusion 9 days ago? Why did you have to read that before you could come to this conclusion? Now, that is what bothers me. I'm glad about the magnanimity. I'm glad about it, even though I know it's fake and they're crocodile tears. But it's like, dude, they will never take the easy way. They will never take the high road. They will never be, it's game theory. Freedom of speech works as long as both sides will listen to each other. And as long as both sides play by the rules. But as soon as one side quits playing by the rules, the whole system is done. That's it. Everybody knows game theory. It doesn't pay the second contestant to keep playing the game if the other guy's not playing by the rules. Both people have to be playing by the rules. They don't want to play by the rules until literally, like, they're dying, they're drowning. They have like 1% oxygen in their blood. Like their backs are up against the wall. They literally have the knife to their throat. That's when they want freedom of speech and dialogue. It's like they're trying to hold the high ground, so that they can, they don't want to admit that censorship is bad because they were just censoring, and they want to, they were hoping to get Donald Trump out and keep censoring. And they've been trying to hold that until right now. They've been trying to hold, they wanted to get back to censoring. This is them admitting, oh shit, we're never going to be back on top with censorship. So we better get with the program and start saying, yo, we need to drop this down. Yo, censorship isn't good. Yo, this guy was a good guy. We got to get with the program, or we ain't going to exist no more. Nobody's going to want to play with us. They're going to take their ball and go home. But it took this. It took this, man. It's just, golly, it's so tiresome. It's so disheartening, man. The utter futility of it all.